got mail. Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so, along with Spence.
Good morning, sir.
Good
I
morning.
am joining
And
you from lovely Long Island, New York.
nice. And Nick is here too from lovely Wilmington.
No, I'm also in I'm also in Long Island this morning.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Yes.
Our Katie is at Galaxicon.
GalaxyCon.
Galaxicon.
There.
Galaxicon.
Galaxicon.
And Gal is in Chicago with family business. Our number is 561-518-9773, and today's show is made possible by VMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear.
When you say family business, you mean the mob?
Bob?
The mob.
The mob.
Business. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's there on family business. But family. It's family business.
Well, he didn't tell me.
I was scanning channels the other night and I stumbled across The Godfather.
Oh man,
I watched it. I watched it about a year ago, but I just stopped and watched it for like 10 minutes because it was at a point of the movie that I remembered. Oh.
So what's up?
Busy political week in North Carolina.
Yeah.
As in?
Roy Cooper's running for Senate. Michael Whatley, the current head of the RNC, is running for Senate. It's a busy week in North Carolina politics.
Huh?
So.
Okay.
Plus, it's not necessarily tech, but it's tangentially connected. Did you guys see that the FCC approved Paramount's sale to Skydance, I think is the name of the company. Skydance for was $9.5 billion, some absurd amount of money that they're buying it for. So that's happening.
That's an interesting acquisition because the Skydance folks are hoping to basically revamp CBS.
Yeah. News
and programming. And they've hired a couple of people already. CBS has already hired a couple of people to, I can't remember who the head of news was going to be, but the advisor is, what was her name? Who was the one who was really active in some of the leaks that happened? She was Barry Weiss, the reporter.
Or are you thinking, is it Barry Weiss or Catherine Herridge?
Oh, I don't know. I might have a bad. Barry Weiss was in the news this week too, so I might have mixed it up. But yeah, somebody who is not a rabid leftist. so
that's
what happens.
That's what I was going to ask. So is this to align themselves with the majority of the U.S.?
Well, I mean, actually, the FCC commissioner, who's, by the way, is a phenomenal dude, Brendan Carr. He is awesome. He, in the transaction deal, wrote a pretty strong, for an FCC commissioner, a very strong message about what he believes CBS needs to do. And of course, that has drawn some controversy from those on the left. But I mean, as the federal, as the guy that is in charge of the FCC, the guy that is in charge of allocating television licenses and frequencies and bandwidths for CBS and many of these other entities to operate, he is pushing very strongly to make sure that that there is some level of balance and fairness on these public. They're not public broadcasting in the same way that PBS is, but they are public broadcasters. I mean, they are operating on air that the federal government has essentially set aside, allocated, and protected for them to be able to operate across the country. So it's going to be an interesting time. And the reality is, traditional TV continues to struggle, just like newspapers did, and now they're pretty much gone. Like radio is right now. It's the thing is newspapers, radio, then TV. That's the trajectory for media that is not dying is the wrong word to use, but is having to transition. Yeah, declining and having to transition significantly. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and what they do.
Yep, it will.
I bought a pro subscription to. I finally subscribed to the pro version of ChatGPT this week.
And what? Which one?
Okay,
the
$20 a month.
Oh,
one.
okay,
I don't know
20.
what it's called.
Yeah,
I don't know what I don't know what the name of the subscription is.
Yeah,
but I finally subscribed to that. So,
and what do you? I mean,
I subscribed to it because I was consistently hitting the I was consistently hitting enough prompts a day where it was backing me down to. It will continue to work, but it jumps you back to like 2.5 or something like that. And then the information, it doesn't, that version doesn't have the ability to get real information off of Google or, the internet. Plus you can no longer upload files, images and things like that. So yeah.
Is that helping you with producing your subscription updates? Or you have your morning update thing that you publish now?
Yes. So that is part of it. Yeah, I'm doing this morning newsletter, which is just kind of it's a quick overview of state, local, and a national news story. And I'm doing a lot of that I needed to do a lot of that with AI because I have a very short time window to get that out in the morning. I've got about 25 minutes between the two shows to get it done, and it's been incredibly helpful for that. So yeah,
you do. It's doing a good job too, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's cool. I can continue to use. I would not consider myself an AI power user. It's still a lot of, correct the spelling, correct the grammar, state this in a more, human. Here's my statement. Make it sound like I'm not a bumbling idiot. Kind of. That's a lot of what I'm doing with it.
However, I'm an expert because now I can take family photographs and redo them as Pixar characters.
Oh, you're doing that now.
Too much time on your hand.
I took some family pictures like me and my grandsons and redid. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that Nick, this is just like real world. I mean, we all have tools around the house. That does not mean that we are an expert carpenter or expert plumber or whatever, but we have it and we use it.
I say that for the audience's perspective, so that I'm not casting some illusion that I'm the AI puppet master behind the scenes. I know enough about it. I know how to use it enough, but I'm by no means am I, one of these masterclass AI guys. And I think that's important to at least for this setting to mention.
Yeah, and that comment that I just made, I mean, that doesn't cover Spence. Spence really is a professional. A lot, yeah.
In my own
handyman,
mind,
handyman. No, you are.
Oh yeah, all right.
Anyway,
I'm a professional generalist.
Right? Amazon,
jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Amazon is acquiring BEE, a startup that makes a $49.99 AI-powered wearable that passively listens to conversations and generates personalized summaries and suggestions.
Great.
You can also
B, aka the NSA. Is that the other acronym for this company?
I don't know.
B,
It's
hey,
ridiculous. It says you can
B,
also give the device
B. I'm
permission to.
sorry.
Oh, what?
I say B. What ideological path would you like me to go down
Oh.
today?
It says you can also give the device permission to access your emails, contacts, location, reminders, photos, and calendar events to help inform its AI generated insights as well as create a searchable history of your activities. I mean,
Mm.
it's like they don't have enough personal information about us. They need to get more and more and more and more.
Maybe they're just enhancing Alexa.
You know what though? It's interesting you mentioned this because what you're describing is the equivalent to what a personal assistant
Right.
would
do.
do and would be. No pun intended.
Yeah, but this is a wearable, so it listens to you all the time.
I understand, but it's listening to you when you're wearing it. If you're wearing this
Yeah.
at the office and you're, putting it in the desk drawer when you go home and putting it back on and first thing in the morning, I mean it's kind of an interesting use case now.
Yes, it does. And I mean, if it's used the right way, it's okay, but it's going to be abused.
Well, now that Amazon owns it, absolutely, because they're in the business of data. The reason that you can get an Amazon Fire tablet for $22 on brand new on Amazon is because they want you to they want your data.
Right. Yep. And for Apple fans, Apple last week announced Apple Care One, an insurance subscription service that covers multiple products under a single plan for $19.99 per month. The service protects up to 3 devices, with additional products costing $5.99 monthly each. Apple Care One provides identical coverage to Apple Care Plus, including battery protection, unlimited incidental damage repairs, and priority support. The service accepts products up to 4 years old, compared to Apple Care Plus's 60-day enrollment window. Though Apple requires all devices to be in good condition and may conduct diagnostic testing. Headphones must be less than 1 year old for eligibility. Theft and loss coverage comes standard for iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch. So, $19.95 will cover you for 3 devices.
Good for a family if you have more than one device. But some families have 10 or more Apple devices.
Well, yeah, but this is only for 3 devices.
Oh, I realize. I'm just saying it's a good. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird that they're limited to 3.
Well, it's personal. It's not like for dad and mom and brother and sister. It's for you. You have a phone and an iPad and what else did they mention here?
MacBook, maybe.
Only have one continuing.
A watch,
Only one continuing Apple Care policy, and that's for my watch. Because if I crash it.
So it's just for the watch.
That's all I have.
And how much is it?
$3.95.
Okay.
A month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I sat down and I really considered whether it was worth it or not. If I added up, if I had it for 2 years, what would it cost and how much would a new Apple Watch be? It actually is a good deal. So, and
when they used to have original Apple Care, it was like $99 when you bought your phone. And it was for how many years did it cover? Spence 2-3 years. It used to be
like 3 years. Yeah.
And now the new ones are they don't seem to make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
It's probably not as important as it was, but when I was working, I have a case. I have a cover on top of my watch. It's a plastic based with a glass top. I've replaced it 8 times because I cracked it. So it saved me from destroying the watch. And I actually keep a couple of spare ones with me, even when I travel, because I know I'll go and look at the watch and I'll see a crack line going right through the glass.
Dang.
Yeah. So I just whack it into stuff all the time.
You need to stop that violence.
That's it. I need to wear the watch instead of the outside of my wrist, the inside of my wrist. Maybe that would help.
I have a buddy of mine that wears 2 watches, one on the inside, one on the out. Mm-hmm.
So he always has a good view of the watch.
Yeah, he wears like the one on the inside's like an old like sports timer watch, and then the one on the outside's like some sort of smartwatch or something. Who knows?
Listen to this story, and I'm sure it happens a lot. Hacking is hard. Well, sometimes. Other times, you just call up a company's IT service.
I heard this, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
And pretend to be an employee who needs a password reset, an Okta multi-factor authentication reset, and a Microsoft multi-factor authentication reset, and it's done. According to Clorox, which makes everything from lip balm to cat litter to charcoal to bleach, this is exactly what happened to it in 2023. But Clorox says that the debilitating breach, which cost them something like $380 million, was not its fault. It had outsourced the service desk, part of its IT security operations, to a massive services company, Cognizant. And Clorox says that Cognizant, what?
I said Cognizant. Yeah, I was just...
Yeah. Failed to follow even the most basic agreed upon procedures for running the service desk. In the words of a new Clorox lawsuit, Cognizant behavior was all a devastating lie. It failed to show even scant care, and it was aware that its employees were not adequately trained. Can you imagine? I mean, a big company. Well, I can see outsourcing it, but a company. I mean, that name rings a bell. I mean, it's not a new company, Cognizant. I read it many a times here and there, but for a company not to authenticate you, to make sure you are who it is, that's really irresponsible. So they're suing them for $300 and some million. You can create your own department in the company and finance it for years to come.
I wonder if they haven't changed any of their practices. Have they? Because of the initial breach. I mean, that's happened in 2023.
Yeah.
So it's been at least a year and something since it happened that they're actually suing them. So I wonder what the remedy was to fix it.
I don't know.
Or if they just took it in-house already and are, revamped their security.
It's any way you look at it. I mean, yeah, it's you mean, did they learn from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it took time to come up with something that the employees were not that, but they probably talked to some employees, and it takes time for stuff like this to happen. But it's ridiculous. I don't understand. And you see, and it happens a lot, and people always ask me about Delta Force. You cannot change your own password. You cannot. I don't care who you are. You cannot change your password on Delta Force. You need to change a password, you call me, and we do it on the phone. And I know everybody, so it's fine. But people are also getting in with stupid passwords. I mean, if they need to change it, not everybody is saying, hey, no, this is not good, and this is not good, and this is not good. Did you guys get Gal's post about the password the senior was trying?
That was from me, actually. I sent it to Gal.
Oh,
I sent
okay.
it to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
There was who sent the second? There was another one. Was it you? About grandma that her password was 8 characters from Disney?
No. No.
Yeah, something like the seven dwarfs or whatever, and then Paris, because it says you have to have eight characters and a capital.
That's good. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I might have missed it on Signal, but
So yeah, so it's ridiculous what don't learn from other people's mistakes. Bad password will cost you, if not now, later on. Don't be lazy when it comes to your passwords.
and take advantage of it if passkeys are coming and they're getting everywhere, and I'm using them, but use two-factor authentication too.
Yeah.
Don't turn. I'm trying to think of what company. Oh, Progressive Insurance. So I have my insurance for my camper with Progressive, and they now require you have to have a two-factor authentication, which I thought was pretty late to the game for an insurance
Better
company.
late than never.
Yeah, but I really wasn't even thinking about it because I have a very secure password.
The thing that I don't like multi-factor. I didn't like, but it is maturing, and now the bank and some of the financial organizations that I do online, it's nice they have recognized this computer from now on. So the next time, don't do multi-factor. If it's the same computer, it's fine. You have to be careful. What?
That's kind of like a passkey.
Well,
because it's passkey is just the hash, the private encryption key that you share with the company. So it's just like you're sharing the hardware ID and other information about the computer. So it's like a passkey, just that you have no involvement in it.
And the thing, though, that if you do this and you want to use that kind of feature, make sure that you are doing it from home and not while you're out somewhere.
Yeah.
Because then that computer over there wherever you are is going to get that feature.
I've got to leave in a couple of minutes, but I'll tell you an interesting story related to that, because I use a VPN a lot now on the road. And it came in very handy because Pam and I watched the series that was from New Zealand about New Zealand television. It was a cooperation between the BBC and New Zealand television. The first season was on Prime. Second season was not available. It was only available if you were a so-called resident of New Zealand and you subscribe to TVNZ.
Okay.
And it turns out that TVNZ, you can sign up. Anybody can sign up. They don't check where you live. If you use a VPN and show your origination in Auckland, you can watch it, which we did. So now I have it. So now that I put that out there, they're probably going to find out and they're going to come and get me. But they don't actually they don't authenticate the users with an address or that's your location. As long as you are coming in as a local to New Zealand, you can watch it.
Well, that's how
it is a regular television station. It's not.
Yeah, but I mean, this was the situation with Netflix too. People outside the U.S. would watch it. People in the U.S. would watch programs that are overseas. I mean, it is maturing slowly. They're figuring out how to do that, and one of these days it will work. Maybe.
I do hit some sites. I do hit some sites occasionally that will say, "We see you're on a VPN. You need to drop the VPN to log in. Your location of record is not where you're coming from." So it's just like if I was traveling on the road from a hotel and I logged in. I guess it's the same thing because I don't always use. I use sites across the United States, different places. So. All right, guys. Well,
all right.
Need to run. We're
Spence, have a safe
further north. I should be on the show next Sunday, because we'll be still at the lake house until we check out at like Sunday noon, something like that. So I should be able to log in. They have internet. It comes across barbed wire, but they have internet.
Have a safe drive.
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
See you,
Take care.
Spence.
All right, bye.
See ya. Nick, did you hear about the Internet Archive?
No, what's going on there?
The Internet Archive has received federal depository library status from
Nice.
California Senator Alex Padilla, joining a network of over 1,100 libraries that archive government documents and make them accessible to the public. Padilla made the designation in a letter to the government publishing office, which oversees the program. That's very nice. Hopefully that means, hey, we're here to stay. So it's yeah. Anything happened this week with you in tech that you
Tech
want?
this week? No,
No,
not
okay.
particularly.
John says, are password managers like NordPass good to use? Is that NordVPN?
I'm sure it's Nord or it's I don't know. Let me look at that one in particular.
There are password managers. I mean, I know that Gal uses Bitwarden, and apparently he swears by it.
NordPass is associated with NordVPN. I would say if you're already a NordVPN customer, I would probably use that since you're already kind of in that ecosystem. And if it's free, I wouldn't pay for it. There is a free version that is available. The only problem with that is it can't work on mobile devices. There are some other better, freer alternatives to that. But if you're already a customer and you get it for free, then absolutely.
My take on password managers is if you store your passwords locally, let's say self-hosted, you hosted locally.
Sure.
You are much better off than you're a smaller target than if you are going to one of the big companies where if hackers attack them, they get a bunch of stuff. Chances of them attacking your computer and trying to break into your self-hosted are nil. So I would say, look, I wish Gal was here. He could elaborate, but I'm sure you can have a self-hosted password manager on your PC, and you can get to it from remotely too.
Well, yes and no. There becomes your problem. Is okay. So now you're self-hosting it. For a non-tech person, that involves port forwarding and making something available outside the network. And the biggest issue you have is if your backups are not sufficient on your computer and you have a problem, you're screwed.
True.
And for example, the Bitwarden instance that I use is in fact self-hosted.
Yeah.
And I'm under the impression and know that the person hosting it is backing up and taking good care of that. I don't think it's worth self-hosting it for what I'll call the layman. Doesn't make sense. There's too much. There's too much. There's too much. I think there's too much overhead. I just don't think it makes sense.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. Yeah. It does make sense.
That's just kind of where my head is at with it.
And I'm thinking, you don't have to put all your passwords in there.
Well, it only really works if you put all your passwords in there.
Why? What if you don't want to put your bank password in it?
I would argue that's your most important password to have randomly generated and not be able to be cracked. I mean, that's just my That's my thought on it. I like if you're looking for the thing that could be compromised that could cause you significant damage, to me, it's your bank.
Yes. Yeah.
So John is asking which one. The Bitwarden free plan is unlimited devices. So desktop, for example, I don't have a desktop version, but I use a Chrome browser extension. So desktop, smartphone, and it allows you unlimited password management. So I would give that one a try and see what goes on. Just give it a shot. Create the account, get it all set up, put just one password, username. Just put one username and password in there to start, and see if you like it. It was game changing when I started using one.
As in,
never again will you have to go, God damn it, what did I make my password for this website?
Oh,
I mean, literally never again. No more guessing. No more. Oh, is this the one where the G is capitalized? Like it just
and
never, literally never again. I've not dealt with that since I started using Bitwarden, and that's been years now, well over 5 years.
I always worried about this. What happens if the internet connection between
Stores it locally.
the servers? Oh, it stores locally.
Yeah, so it's stored locally in some sort of hash temporarily. Okay. So even if the server is down, which has happened before, you can't add new passwords to the list, but it has a synced version of your current password list on the computer, because that has been a problem before.
Yep. Okay.
So they've got that figured out. I mean, here's the thing: there's a whole bunch of alternatives. I mean, there's LastPass, there's all of these things.
Yeah.
Check if you're already paying for some sort of NordVPN or something like that, some other VPN service. See if maybe they offer one for free, because then your work is kind of done. So yeah, just see that. If not, I think the Bitwarden option is a pretty good one.
Good advice. Good advice. All right. Intel announced it will cut approximately 24,000 jobs in 2025 and cancel or scale back projects in Germany, Poland, Costa Rica, and Ohio as part of the new CEO sweeping restructuring efforts. By the end of the year, the struggling chipmaker plans to have just around 75,000 core employees in total. This is according to The Verge. It's not clear if the layoff will slow now that we are over halfway through the year, but Intel states today that it has already completed the majority of the planned headcount action. It announced last quarter to reduce its core workforce by approximately 15%. They can't get things straight, it seems like. They keep on trying, but as long as they keep on trying and they're working, I mean, Intel is an important company for the US.
Yeah, no question about that.
Yeah. It's a shame, but hey, there was something also that where did I keep it? It's something that Trump took with AMD. I don't have it. AMD apparently is saying they said that the chips that are coming from the what is that TSMC?
TSMC, yeah, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, whatever that is.
In the States, from the factory in the States, are going to cost 5 to 20% more than what they would.
Well,
but it's important to for the supply chain to do it like this?
So the back during the last administration, there was this big discussion of the CHIPS Act, and there was a lot of discussion about, incentivizing these companies, these whatevers, to manufacture their product in the United States. And I just, I want stuff to be made in the United States, but this stuff just doesn't make sense.
Which stuff?
The producing semiconductors like this in the U.S. at a 20% premium, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, so
it just doesn't. I think it's a terrible idea.
Well, I mean, they were saying that the Trump administration took off all the restrictions or regulations or whatever, so we can produce more here.
I get that. There's this big push to produce more here, and I think it's stupid. Okay, so just this one, let's just say this one, your CPU is going to be 20% more. And then the networking chip, that's 3% more. And then, you add up all of these little doodads and features and all of the things that make a computer literally operate, and you're going to end up paying 100, 200, 300, 400% premium on a product. And then you can't afford it. So who the hell cares where it's made? Whether it's made in the United States or made in freaking Taiwan or China or India, it literally won't matter when your what was once $600 laptop costs $1,800 or $2,000, because then you can't buy it. So who cares?
There's another story about this. Palmer Luckey, known for founding Oculus and defense tech firm Anduril, is now eyeing U.S. manufactured laptops as his next venture. While past American laptops have largely relied on foreign components, Luckey is exploring the possibility of building a fully made-in-USA device that meets strict FTC standards, though doing so may cost a premium. And he was saying that he was asking people, will you pay? And it was 20% more. I mean, completely on the device. So 1,000 plus 20% of it. It would, if it's made in the U.S., which is not that much more.
It is. It's $200.
Yeah, but I mean, it's stuff that you don't need to worry about then. I mean, right now, a lot of people...
Why don't you have to worry about it?
Because a lot of people buy... I mean, we had a lot of stories where, okay, yeah, Lenovo, oh, yeah, but they had this and that in the BIOS and in the... it's...
But see, I would argue that what this guy is saying is nonsense. He is not sourcing and building every piece of a laptop in the United States at a just 20% premium. No freaking way.
You think it's going to be more?
What network adapter is available is built exclusively in the United States?
I have no idea.
I mean, the answer is it doesn't exist. I've got a really interesting video that I'd like people to watch. Let me see.
Doesn't have any copyright stuff, does it?
No, we're not watching it on the show.
Oh.
It's a long video. It's almost 50 minutes long.
Oh.
It's a guy, I don't know if you've ever seen this guy on YouTube. His name is Smarter Every Day. He makes really good videos, and he set through a process of trying to build a grill brush cleaner. Right? We're all familiar with the grill brush.
Yeah. For cooking grills, you mean?
For cooking grills.
Yeah.
He set forth building one entirely in the United States. The entire thing, from like every piece of this thing built and sourced from the United States. U.S. companies providing this, and he documents in this video I put in the chat the struggle that it was to get things like nuts and bolts. are not even made in the United, could struggle to find a single company that would produce nuts and bolts for this device for this. Again, we're talking about a grill brush here, not a laptop, a grill brush, a relatively simple thing. And so he made this. He goes through the process and explains all of the things, and the device is on sale, and it's $75
versus
I don't know, 15 to 20 at Home Depot. I mean, I don't know. I go on Amazon and look up what a grill brush is.
Interesting.
You can get a 18-inch adjustable handle grill brush for $9.99 on Amazon.
Not electric. Are you're not talking about the electric things.
This is not electric at all. This is completely manual.
The one you just scrape. Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a lot of money. This is what it costs to build something exclusively in the United States of America. And it's just, the reason I say watch the video is because he discusses and goes through the process. It's a long video. It's about an hour long. Think of it as a documentary. It's a very, very eye-opening video. I'd encourage. There's this notion of building things in the United States. Sounds great on paper, is completely impractical. I think Trump's wrong on a lot of this. Everything needs to be made in America stuff.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, I can sit here at Amnon and I can gaslight the audience. Yeah, I want to buy made in America. I've got an option right now to buy a $75 grill brush made in America. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that I'm going to buy it. I'm not going to spend $75 on a grill brush. I'm not. So I think that I want to point that out, because there's a lot of this like, oh yeah, we want everything made in America. Bullshit. You want it made in America until you see that what was once $300 is now $3,000. And then you'll be going, oh, well, it's just a little bit too expensive. It's us. I don't know. I'm good. Sorry. Grill brush, that's $75. How the hell is this guy going to build a whole laptop at a 20% premium? What that video showed me is that you can't, like, the little screws that go into the NVMe, the NVMe holders got these tiny little screws. I can probably guarantee you that nobody in the United States can even make those. To build this grill brush, they had to go to a manufacturing company, and have a custom machine built to do the stamping of the metal. Like that was how hard it was to get that built. I don't know how you're building a computer in the United States.
But
there's no LCD screens manufactured. There's no screens manufactured in the United States. All of those are made over in China. I don't know that there's, I mean, maybe there is, but I don't know that any company is building panel displays in the US. They might be putting them together. They may be building the firmware for them and selling them, but they're not produced in the United States. They're not.
I'm wondering if what he was talking about, that just the components, the electronic components, chips and stuff like that, are US. I mean, yeah, because the frame, the case, and all that.
It's not made in the US. Then don't blow smoke up my ass. It's not made. You can't say, oh well, this CPU's made in the United States, yet the network adapter, which is made by a Chinese company, which has been the issue with what was the router company? Is it TP-Link? Somebody had
TP-Link
problems with, oh hey, there may be backdoors in a gazillion consumer routers that we sold. If that stuff's still not made in the United States, then who cares?
Yeah.
And I get that there's national security implications. I understand that there are risks. I'm not arguing that point. But if we're going to be serious about it, then we need to be serious about the entire chain of it. You can't just say, oh, we made the CPU in Cleveland, Ohio. Now the supply chain is solved. The CPU doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but
without
Nick,
all of the other components.
Let me say this also, though. Yeah, they had to go and get a machine built to stamp it and all that. After a while, when there's already 100 of those machines, that can stamp, and it's mass produced and all that, it's not going to cost $75. It's going to cost a lot less.
I would agree. And so but that's why I'm saying if we're serious about it, which I am, then you have to be willing to deal with some very, very short-term massive spikes in prices.
Absolutely.
Which I will argue that the American people are not interested. They say they are. They will answer a poll and say I'm in favor of American made. But when they walk into Walmart and see two products sitting side by side, one that's $45 and one that's $8, one made in America, one made in China, they are going to pull that $8 product off the shelf almost every single time.
Yeah.
So that's part of the issue with it.
Yep, that's it. It is a problem.
Thanks for listening to my TED talk.
I mean, the same story is coming from our friend Marshall, who has a factory for snoozies, and everything is made in China now. And there is no way that he can have them made in the U.S. He said even if he was willing to pay more, there is no place. All these places that were sewing machines and textiles and all that are gone. They were gone years ago when China opened up, and then everything was easy. So all these factories are gone. The machines were turned into metal, were melted to use for something else, and nobody has that kind of manufacturing that can build factories like that anymore.
And that's one other really good point that I'm remembering from this video. Is he talked about finding a guy that could help him do the plastic injection molding, and the person that was able to help him. There are very few of those people left in the United States because that hasn't happened in the United States.
That's the problem.
It's an older concept, and none of as I guess Marshall was mentioning. There's literally there's nobody to even do it. The knowledge, in some cases, the knowledge to do it doesn't even exist.
Right.
So even if there was a interest in doing it, there's nobody to do. In some cases, is nobody literally to do it.
Yeah.
Again, I would highly, highly encourage everybody to watch this video. You'll get to the end of the video and go, "Wow, this is the coolest thing I ever saw." And then you'll click on the link to go buy the product. I already spoiled it. I'm sorry. But you'll click on the link and you go, yeah, it was cool. Which is exactly what I did. Because then you're like, I'm not buying a $75 grill brush.
Yeah. Yeah.
As they say, I'm not Rockefeller.
All right. On the lighter side.
I'll be right back.
An Argentine captured naked in his yard by a Google Street View camera has been awarded compensation by a court after his bare behind was splashed over the internet for all to see. The policeman had sought payment from the internet giant for harm to his dignity, arguing he was behind a 6.5-foot tall wall when a Google camera captured him in the buff from behind in a small town in Argentina in 2017. His house number and street name were also laid bare. Broadcast on Argentine TV, covering the story and shared widely on social media. I mean, I don't understand. Whenever you see something like this that happens here in the States, and you're looking for, did anybody come across any weird pictures that were inappropriate in, let's say, in Google Earth or whatever? Every time I look for something, everything is actually blurred. And sometimes things that are blurred should not be blurred. But maybe they don't pay as much attention to stuff that's going on in other parts of the country and the world.
The world, yeah.
I mean,
it's got to do with privacy law, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And Starlink had a problem last week. On Thursday, Elon Musk's satellite internet Starlink has been hit with a global outage,
Yeah.
preventing thousands of users from accessing the internet.
Thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Who's writing this?
They said there were 60,000 global users affected.
Well, then how are 1,000?
Yeah.
How is that thousands? It's tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about a 2.5 hour outage from what I remember reading.
Yep.
And the one nice thing about Elon Musk and Starlink, unlike AT&T when my internet was out for 9 days or whatever it was, and I couldn't get any information. The entire time Elon Musk is posting on X, the Starlink team is posting on X. You know, we're 30% way through fixing and obviously this was a global outage, so larger scale, sure. But and one of the interesting posts I noted from Elon Musk, and it could have been total BS, but he wrote something to the extent of, we're finally corrected the issue, whatever. We are not stopping there. I have instructed our team to re-engineer whatever it was,
so it will not
make
happen.
Sure that something like this will not happen again. And I'm not sure that the other major telcos actually do that.
They just want to get it done and
they just
get your money
done
and
that happens when you've got millions, and again, it's completely different technology, right? AT&T and Spectrum and Verizon and all of these other carriers that have tens of millions of miles of cable and fiber strewn all throughout the United States. It's a completely different ballpark.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty. If I was a Starlink customer, I would say that's a good thing to be able to read. It's a really cool service.
Yeah, and I don't know anybody that uses it, and you do.
I have used it. I don't use it regularly. I don't have one.
Yeah,
I was able to borrow one, thankfully, when I needed it.
Something else before.
Oh, speaking of that, before you get into that,
yeah.
I had an issue 2 weeks ago. I wasn't on the show last week.
Right.
So I have that Verizon backup home internet unit that I purchased. It's $20 a month.
Yeah.
And it gives you unlimited data for 7 24-hour periods. And that's important because you enable it. You start a 24-hour period and it runs for a full 24 hours. You can't say, oh, I just want to use it for 2 hours or whatever. It's a full 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
And so my internet blipped last week. It was out for about 2 hours, and I booted up my Verizon unit, and I could not connect to I couldn't get it online. I had no internet connection. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I called Verizon support, rigmarole through that, which I'll admit their support was a whole hell of a lot better than AT&T's. And I had the classic example, Amnon, of it's your unit. We need to factory reset it and default it, which I didn't want to do, so on and so forth. I kept pushing back against that with the rep, and she's like, okay, let me do this. Let me reach out to this person. I was on the phone for about.
Was there a lot of configuration that you did to it, and that's why you didn't?
Yeah, I've got it. Well,
okay.
Not only do I have a lot of configuration, the unit is in the attic because that's the place I get the best service. So I've got.
Oh, and they wanted you to reset it, to unplug it.
They couldn't access the unit.
Okay.
Which is partially true because I have the unit in bridge mode, so that I can use it as just a gate. I don't use it I use it as just an internet gateway.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the disadvantages of using it like that. So after 30 minutes of and the lady was super helpful and super nice, and their support I was very impressed with their support, I will admit. Okay, we're going to try this and so on and so forth. And can you do this? Can you do that? I was able to access the unit locally via the IP address. And I knew it wasn't I worked with Gal a little bit, and then I was able to confirm the issue was not on my end because the Verizon unit has a pinger built right into it. Via the web interface, and I could not ping anything from the unit itself. and I had the typical thing of, can you just try restarting it one more time? And lo and behold, it started working. And they're like, "Oh, we didn't change anything on our end." You know, that's the old adage in tech support of, no, we didn't change anything, and then magically the unit starts working. So I had some issue. Don't know what it was, but it miraculously got fixed.
Now it's plugged in all the time, so it's on.
So I also don't leave it plugged in all the time.
Okay.
I'm going to start leaving it plugged in all the time. I believe that may have been part of my issue as well.
I would think it'll be the other way around.
So I bought the device doesn't have a fan, so I just purchased a fan to jerry rig to it because it sits in the attic and it's incredibly hot up there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want the unit to be on all the time. I was afraid it was literally going to melt because it's 100 and something degrees up there during the summer. So yeah, it was just a good support. Frustrating that it was one of the we didn't do anything, but now it fixed itself. Kind of issues. So
how long?
Hopefully,
hopefully, go ahead.
Well, hopefully next time I need it, it works. It's one of those things where I don't use it frequently at all. It's a backup unit. It's not supposed to be used. And when I need it to work, I really, 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 really need it to work.
How long were you without internet?
Close to 2 hours.
And that was a critical time?
While I was it was. It was in the middle of the day. My girlfriend works from home. And fortunately, while I was at the end of my troubleshooting stages, AT&T did come back online. So it didn't end up mattering. But yeah, it was an interesting exchange with their support.
I mean, knock on wood, I don't think AT&T was down at all. I don't remember it being down. Google got cut off by their own people when they were running. Apparently, they're getting now into a situation where, we don't have enough fiber. So they ran another fiber.
Wait, you mean we don't have enough physical fiber cables?
Apparently.
Fiber strands?
Yeah, they were running another run down the street. First, they put one that was just laying on top of the ground. It was like a 3/4 inch cable for about 3 weeks. And then they came and they actually ran another one. And they cut the one that was bringing our internet. They came the next day and fixed it. But
interesting.
That's why, and then I was using the AT&T for a day. So it was slower, but it was sufficient. Yep. All right, and I was just going to mention Google, the goo.gl
link, short URL?
Is going away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It says, so Google's staring at its old goo.gl links and thinking, why is this perfectly functioning service still even a thing? After many businesses and users adopted it like it was the second coming of the way too long hyperlink, Google's now decided to yank the plug. Starting August 23rd, 2024, you get a flashy, don't say we didn't warn you. And by August 25th, 2025, goo.gl links, unless made by Google itself, will vanish into the 404 abyss. You need to really watch out. There was another URL shortening sometime before the goo.gl. I can't remember what
Bitly?
Yeah, Bitly. That's right.
Bitly was very popular.
And
I think it still is.
And when they stopped it, it was abused by a lot of bad actors that posted this as though it was, but it wasn't. So just watch out. If you're using the goo.gl, know that yanking the plug on it. But apparently, if it was made by Google itself, it'll keep on working. If you see anything like this, be a little cautious.
This is gonna break a lot
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've never used it.
Yeah, I don't.
But there's a lot of sites that do that.
Let's see. Eleanor is saying people have staged odd things for the Google camera to pick up. They must know where it will be. Well, she said, I don't want Google drone over my house, but tech has the right to invade my personal space. I don't think Google is doing anything with drones for Google, for street views.
I'm sure they're not.
No, it's all cars, and we see them coming down. It's a weird look. It's still a weird looking contraption, but yeah, it's a car. And this guy, 6.5 foot. But if it's 6.5 foot and it's in lower laying, like over here on the yard, in our front yard, I mean, you need the 20 to hide everything. So, but yeah, they can do it. You're right. They have permission to do it, so to speak. But that doesn't mean you can't sue them. All right, guys. I guess we'll end the show. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope, that's about it for me.
Okay. So thanks, Nick. And thanks, Spence, for... I really thought I was going to be all by myself here today and going through, so I had a bunch of stories. But thank you, guys. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie and Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thanks, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive and update your virus scanner. And change any same password where you use them. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 a.m., Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT, 11:10 a.m., 99.3 FM, and it's live on YouTube. So just search for the Carolina Journal News Hour on YouTube, and you will know, and you'll get listed. Nick also does his own show, The Nick Craig Show, weekdays from 7 till 8. Political stuff. Very good. And Nick and Brian still host the Infection Podcast on Twitch.
No, you got to remove that from your copy. We're not doing Infection regularly anymore.
No, I know, not regularly, but you do every now and then. Yeah. And you still, so is it wrong to say to go to infectionpodcast.com and find out? Okay.
Yeah, I'd say we'll cut that out of the promotion section completely.
Okay. Never mind. Forget it.
Yep, there you go. Roll it back.
Yeah. Now when I need the rewind, it's not here. Dang. All right, never mind. So we'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.